Condoleezza Rice has shown strong support for the Georgian leadership during a visit to the country, saying membership of NATO is Georgia's future. The US Secretary of State is in Tbilisi to discuss, among other things, current tensions between Georgia and its breakaway republics of Abkhazia and South Ossetia. Our correspondent William Dunbar has been following the events and can now join us live. Hello, William. So what did Rice say after her meeting with Mikhail Saakashvili?
Well, indeed, the discussion did focus on the conflict zones of South Ossetia and Abkhazia, which have seen such tension in recent days and weeks. Dr. Rice, she focused on the fact that, in her opinion, the conflicts need to be settled peacefully and also need to be settled within the frameworks of Georgia's territorial integrity within Georgia's internationally recognized borders. For more on what Condoleezza Rice had to say about the conflict zones, let's listen to this.
It is extremely important that the conflicts in Abkhazia and South Ossetia be resolved on the basis of principles that respect that territorial integrity, that respect the need for them to be resolved peacefully. We have noted concerns that violence should not be carried out by any party, and we, through the Friends process, will do everything that we can to help resolve those conflicts.
William, did Saakashvili have anything to say about relations with Russia?
Indeed he did. Relations with Russia have been so tense recently, and President Saakashvili sought to point out the closeness between Russia and Georgia in terms of personal contacts, if not political. So let's hear what President Saakashvili had to say about the Georgian-Russian relationship.
We have very strong ties with Russia. We have very strong emotional, cultural, historic ties, and we really certainly feel obliged for ourselves and for future generations to re-establish and make force very strong links with the Russians.
Well, thank you very much.
Nonetheless,
for that.
Of course, the relationship... Excuse me?
Continue.
Nonetheless, relations with Russia do indeed remain very tense, and President Saakashvili and Condoleezza Rice both emphasized that they saw a positive Russian engagement in Georgia and in the conflict zones. Condoleezza Rice herself said that Russia should behave in a way that facilitates the peaceful resolutions of those conflicts. And certainly, in general, the visit of Condoleezza Rice, such a high-ranking American official, to Tbilisi is a strong indication of American support for the Saakashvili administration and Georgian policy at present.
And thanks for that update. That was our correspondent William Dunbar reporting from Tbilisi live. Condoleezza Rice will also be talking about Georgia's ongoing attempts to join NATO, a move which was blocked earlier this year. In an exclusive interview with RT, Russian envoy to NATO, Dmitry Rogozin, talks about the prospect of the alliance expanding.
Neither Ukraine nor Georgia are ready to receive the action plan for NATO membership, the so-called MAP. It is impossible because these two countries are absolutely not ready, neither in a democratic sense nor militarily, nor in terms of being ready to carry out infrastructure reforms. The majority of Ukraine's population is against NATO membership, and Georgia is a country with two smoldering armed conflicts, two civil wars on its territory. So NATO risks not only having half of Georgia as its member, but also being dragged into Georgia's internal ethnic conflicts. So I think accepting these countries into NATO would be of such stupidity that even the biggest stupidity in the world couldn't compare to it.
The last 2 weeks have seen a series of incidents escalating tensions in the region. On Wednesday, Russia accused Georgia of aggravating the situation with its breakaway republics of Abkhazia and South Ossetia. The day before, Russia submitted a draft resolution to the UN Security Council calling on all sides to agree not to use force. The document highlighted escalating violence, including a gun battle across the Georgia-South Ossetia border last week and recent bomb blasts in Abkhazia, which killed 4. Georgia, in turn, blamed Russia, accusing it of jeopardizing the peace process in the region.